Hey guys, last week we talked about erosion, natural erosion and human-induced erosion, and that we're going to have a look at scientific questions this week. So I want to go check that out, and you guys are going to come with me. So here we've got a pretty good example of what happens when humans clear an area. So you can sort of see where this dirt runs down the hill. And that's because further up the hill, although the trees are starting to grow back, you can see further up the hill, this area has been pretty well disturbed by people. And so we got lots of rain the other day, and you can sort of see there how, when the rain came down, it actually washed all that dirt that's up there all the way down and just washed it straight down the hill and down it went. Now, you can have a look over here where it's still relatively intact. We've got the trees and the leaves and everything that haven't been cleared, and you can see the same thing hasn't happened. We've just got normal dirt and twigs on the ground, and they would have slowed that water down, and so we don't actually get any soil erosion here. It's actually been quite effective in the natural environment, except for those couple of bricks, that they've slowed the water down enough that the soil didn't get eroded. Okay, so last week we talked about how a bit of hardening can occur, and we've got a road here, and on the far side we've got a drain where all the storm runoff goes into the drain on the other side of the road, and then it comes across to this side of the road. You can see the pipe there. So with this hardening and concentration of water, we can see here how the water starts to gather up because it's come off the road. It picks up speed, and you can see how it really starts to gouge out a bit of a path here. So this erosion here, although it's going into natural forest, has been affected by a human impact, which was to put the road in. And although the road's not too affected, all down through here there's a bit of a gutter that's formed from the water running down, and there's a few trees here. Whereas the normal forest, where the water isn't concentrated, it's just intact, but where water's got all concentrated, it moves harder and faster and there's more of it, it cuts out a path. You can even see here it's dug out so much of the soil, it's got down to the rock. And that's just going to make it run even faster, because all this water is eroding away the soil that's on the surface. And it's worse along that section because we hardened it when we built a road and then concentrated it by putting in the drain. Now fortunately in this spot it reaches the forest and tends to spread out and get absorbed naturally into this forest here. But other places it's not so fortunate. It just accumulates and accumulates and ends up either doing a bit of damage, or it reaches the ocean and carries all this soil out to the ocean. And that can make the ocean pretty mucky at times and is bad for all the animal life in the ocean as well. It puts a lot of what we call sediment out there, which is just really fine dirt or fine mudstone or siltstone, sandstone, sort of particles, and it goes out in the ocean and it actually makes a layer on the starfish and the animals and the seaweed, and it's not very good for it. So we really want to try and avoid that where we can. So we put in things like sediment traps. We're going to have a look at one of those in a second. Okay, so here we've got a river on our left, and you can see all the area to the right that we're walking down is being completely cleared. It's got a lot of cleared land up on the hill as well, and here we can see that to try and manage the increased flow that the river would have because of the cleared land, they've put in a weir. Now, a weir is something that's man-made. You can get natural weirs, or they tend to be log jams, but these ones are made of concrete. The man-made ones are made of concrete. And they put them in to slow the flow of the water down, to trap the sediment that would be otherwise going out to the ocean, and to try and stop all these things going down and jamming up the river as bad as they would because of the increased flow and the increased speed.